being a little destructive in the process. But here's, like I said, normal shots. If you can see the dark footage of the studio, it's where I mix down. A lot of the keyboards you see pictured here I actually work with, doing sounds with. You see Axis, Nord, and Roland, and Korg. I've actually done actual contract work, programming sounds for all of these companies. It's kind of strange to say you could go into like a Guitar Center and probably, people who are, using my sounds. Actually just finished a job up with Akai. It designed all the sounds in the new MPC 5000. It's got a built-in analog synth, and I've worked with Alesis. I've worked with, dozens of audio companies designing patches and synthesis and sounds, and that's a whole weird thing that happened too. That happened accidentally. I was, had my first record out. I was talking with Warp earlier, and in 2000 I had a phone call from this really weird German guy one day. Just was on my answering machine. I always get these weird answering machine messages. And could speak horrible English. He's like, it's just Richard Devine. I'm Marta Galak from Native Instruments. Well, really like to get in touch with you about something. And I was like, oh no. I've been using their software cracked for a year, and they've busted me. I was using this program Generator before it was Reactor, and I thought it was all cool. I was using it out for all my shows. I built all my synths and sequencers. I was doing thinking I was hot stuff, and then I get this phone call, and I was like, okay, I've gotten busted. And I remember I would not call them back for like 5 days because I totally thought I was in trouble, and my girlfriend's like, quit being stupid. They do not know that, it's like, I don't think so, babe. I think I'm in trouble. And she's like, just call him back. So I call him back, thinking I'm like totally busted for using pirated software. And they, didn't know that I was. They're just like, we hope that you're interested in working with us. We really dig your sound, and we'd love to know if you'd like to work with us. And I was like, oh my God, how much did that work out? And so they sent me their stuff, obviously. They sent me all the software, and I was legally using their stuff now at that point. And they asked me, they said, they were such a very small company at the time. There were only 5 people working at the Berlin home base office. And it was Stefan Schmidt, the creator of Reactor, Mata, and Daniel Javier, who's the CEO and founder of the company, and his brother, and Egbert, this big, tall German guy who looks like Big Bird, really cool guy. He was one of their hardcore programmers at the time, and they didn't have any other software at the time. They just had Generator. And they had asked me if I'd be interested in working with them as a sound designer because they really liked my approach to designing and shaping sounds. That kind of like launched my career into, I didn't know at the time, I just thought that they were really cool, that they came out of the woodwork, and it was like the first company to approach me about working in a collaborative environment with technology. And that was right when computers was just starting to come up. And I didn't realize, and I don't think they did either at the time, that they would be such a heavyweight 7-10 years down the road, that they would be one of the main software manufacturers making really innovative, virtual synths like Vocator and Reactor and some of these really radical tools that have really come into to prominence in the last few years with computing technology. So I kind of was just at the cusp of that wave, kind of riding it right at the beginning, and was just really lucky to be there at the right time, and then just kind of rode it out. And then, of course, as they gained more notoriety in the industry and were more popular, everyone was starting to use their softwares. Other people in the industry, the audio industry, were like, hey, this guy who does these patches, these absent patches, or these Reactor battery sounds, this guy's done some crazy shit. We should have him doing sounds for us. So it kind of just, it snowballed. It just kind of kept on. Everything started happening at that point. I started working with multiple different companies and doing contract work, and then and that was, like I said, it was totally accidental. Everything's happened accidental, and I had no intentions of doing that, or didn't even think about that as an idea as far as making that part of my ever-expanding palette of crazy things I do all the time. So it's very fortunate, I guess, to get that, have that fall into my path.
Yeah. Wow.